Lights off there, like Tony said up front.
Yeah, he's going to turn these off. I don't know.
No, it'll get brighter. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Actually, it's pretty good.
Wow, that looks great.
Yeah. And you know what? That back there, you know what?
You want to close the blinds?
No, you don't want me to do it?
You're wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for telling me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Tony Pomps podcast. Today, we're going to start with Marcus Lantero. We're going to be talking a little bit about
our reunion show.
The Mark and Tony show here this Sunday. Was it the 25th? Right?
25th, from 12 to 2. Doors open up at 11.
That's right. And you know what? It's first come, first served seating. I understand that there might be a couple of reservations that were made. We're not sure, but through the restaurant. So we're going to have to deal with that. Being that this is the first time we use this facility, it's going to be kind of hit and miss a little bit. And hopefully we can make everybody happy and we'll learn from anything that might go sideways a little bit. But I expect a great show. So with that said, Marcus, why don't we go through the lineup?
Yeah, let's do this. From what my understanding is and what you and I talked about with Sonny, it sounds like we're going to have a full house on Sunday.
Absolutely.
So I think that's fantastic.
Yep.
So everybody please show up. It's going to be a great show. As Tony mentioned, we have a great list of entertainers. We're starting with, well, I guess let's take it from the top. Why don't you mention the band?
Yes, our house band is going to be the Last Minute Men. That'll be Bob Schuster, Ronnie Felix, and Gilbert Hansen. Okay, and then after that, we're going to have Richard Weiss, a comedian who's really a funny guy. Yeah, we had him on one of our shows.
We had him on the show, and I guess they're going to segue back and forth as an intro for you and I, like the old Johnny Carson show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we're going to do a monologue. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about what we've been doing for the past year or so after our 57 episodes, and we're going to start with singer number one. Who would that be?
Well, singer number one we've got coming on is Tim Burleson.
Oh man,
he's a fantastic entertainer, performer, and singer, pianist, and he's been around the Valley. I believe, Tony, he's at Chef George on Thursday evening.
That's right. He's at Chef George Thursday evenings, and once in a while, I understand he's over at Enzo's,
right,
and as well as Jackalope, I believe, from time to time.
That's right.
I think his mainstay right now is over at Chef George, as well as I think he's made a few appearances again over at the Nest as well.
That's right. He has.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to perform there some years ago, and it looks like they've rekindled that. And it's happening again.
And he packs the house when he goes there as well. So, singer number two.
He looks like we got Christy King,
which
is excellent. I mean, another fantastic singer. Is she going to do the Doors Day? Do we have an idea, or is she going to just perform some of her own music and do it that way?
Yeah, I think she's going to perform one of her songs that she normally does.
Okay,
but you know what? Maybe in future episodes, we should have her as Doris Day.
I was going to say, let her come on and let her show her Doris Day act, because
I think a lot of people appreciate that.
Yeah. And then after that, we have Danielle Alexander.
Yes, very interesting.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about this person.
Very cool gal. Actually, I got to meet her, get to know her a little bit last night.
Okay.
Over at Babaloo, she came and performed her song with the band, just a little practice.
Sure.
And she's really cool, man. I mean, she's got a great sense of humor, great voice. Really a happy-go-lucky kind of person. I really enjoyed talking to her a little bit last night, and she's really excited about being on the show as well. I believe you can find her, on weekends. I'm not sure about that. We'll have her tell everyone on the show, but she's at Eddie V's. I know that she performs there on a regular basis.
Okay, so then she's probably performing a lot of the songs out of the classic Sinatra, Dean Martin venue type of music.
Yeah,
is my guess, right? Is that it?
I think she does a little country as well.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. It'd be great to see her.
Yeah.
All right, so we're moving along, and we have Trixie coming up, which is more of a rock band. Trixie is a fantastic entertainer. I know she performs at my club, at the Palm Desert Country Club, on weekends. They're on Saturdays. I believe it's Fridays or Saturdays. Yep. And fantastic lady, perfect entertainer. I'm glad we got her on the show. As a matter of fact, we got a great lineup on the
absolutely,
show.
Man. You know, I've known Trixie for many years, man. I mean, we go back to when our boys were literally in middle school, and her and I actually coached basketball and baseball against one another. And here we are now. You know, I'm doing this stuff, and she's singing in a band. Whoever knew?
That's perfect.
So she's gonna be a lot of fun too. Yeah, she's a great gal.
Yeah, and then moving along, singer number 5, good buddy of mine, good buddy of ours, I should say, along with Sonny, John Castanian. I have to tell you, what a fantastic voice here in the Valley. I mean, this guy, he's been at it. I think he told me some time ago, for like 10 years he's been doing this. and he just keeps getting better and better and better. So
yeah, he's
anxious to have him.
He's quite a talent. I mean,
yes.
When you speak to him about becoming a regular performer, he has absolutely no interest in doing that. But he's such a talent, and I noticed though people when he comes into a room,
he loads it up.
People come up and ask him to sing all the time.
Oh yeah,
as well. Like over at Larkspur with Fun with Dick and Jane.
Yep.
I mean, he's becoming a regular. So
yeah,
and I'm glad because he is an absolute prize, man.
He's a great entertainer and a good guy, just the same.
Yep.
Moving along, this is a great entertainer as well, Darcy Daniels.
Oh.
I mean, but Tony, what do you think? She's there's a classy lady singing.
Long-time Valley icon.
Yeah.
She's at the Purple Room, I believe, one day a week. And actually, since we don't have that on our podcast here tonight, when the performers will be performing at our show on Sunday, after they're done singing their song, we're going to go up and interview them and basically let the audience know where they're performing at. So
yeah, I think that's good, Tony. I'm glad you brought it up because it's just basically it's a good clip for them after the song so they can promote, and that's what you and I are doing with the show, and that's what the Mark and Tony show has always been about. And then moving right along, here's a good buddy of both of ours, and you've got a lot of history with this gentleman. I've known him out here in the Valley, but you've known him before the Valley, and that's Will Donato.
Yeah, I think we skipped one.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh, we did. Okay, hold on. Let's back.
Okay. I go, wait a minute. I just
what it is? Wait a minute. Let me clean these glasses. You know what? You're right. With singer number 7 is Tim Bryant.
Yeah. Now this guy here.
With Mick on the guitar.
Yeah. So when you said a good friend, I go, I just met him. No, hey, this guy's
This is why he covers me all the time.
This guy's good, man. He's a country singer. And I've heard him perform a couple of times. This guy can really belt it out. It's going to be very interesting.
Kind of like a Kenny Rogers feel.
You know what I mean? Tall, handsome guy. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. The girls love this guy.
All right. Well, then there'll be a lot of ladies there that are going to love and hear him sing.
Yeah. And now,
everybody, Mr. Will Donato, a good friend of mine here in the Valley, but Tony has so much history with him outside the Valley before he even started here.
Yeah, we go back to the early 90s.
Yeah.
In Rancho Cucamonga. He performed. I met him for the first time at a place called Shelley's off of Haven Avenue in Foothill in Rancho Cucamonga when Franny and I lived out there at that time. He had this big band, man. I mean, he had a full band. And I mean, I remember him and Eddie. Eddie had the dreadlocks going on those days. And Will had long hair, So, yeah, when we found it, he was performing, lived out here in the Valley. It was like, whoa, it was kind of cool. And he's gonna when he hits the floor.
Look out, everybody! Just make sure your eyes and neck are on a swivel because he moves around all over the place.
Leave the lanes open. Man.
Yeah, because he'll come out, he'll visit with you, he'll sit on your lap and play the sax and everything. But great entertainer. I remember seeing him at the Hyatt, or maybe it was even the Hyatt and the Esmeralda, both of them. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he's participating in a show. And
so after the performers all perform, we should have probably, and, time permitting, because we like to chit-chat a little bit, we should have about another hour or so left. And the Last Minute Men are going to perform. We got a list of songs right here that they're going to be playing. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, about 10 to 12 songs.
Perfect.
And the cool thing about the Last Minute Men, and they got their name because they were the Last Minute Men one night. I'll tell you what, here's when guys are good musicians. So Bob Schuster gets a call from Babaloo, and whoever was performing that night could not make it. So he gets on the phone, he calls Gilbert Hansen, everybody knows Gilbert, been playing the bass, could sing for many years. And Ron Felix has been an icon in this desert. He performed at McCormick's back in the day in Palm Desert for years in front of a huge cross. He put these 3 guys together. They got together and they sat there, no practice, no nothing. Bang! They started playing, and ever since then, and they came up with the name, the Last Minute Men. So
and you would think they've been together for years.
Yeah. So what we did when we heard them, we're thinking about, and look at, I want everyone to know out there. I've had a couple of emails, a couple of requests, a couple of why not us? I'm not going to mention any names, but there's other bands that want to perform, and everyone is going to.
Yeah, be patient, everybody. Tony's right. Everybody's going to get a chance. It's just we're limited on time and we're limited on space.
We have the utmost respect for everyone out there that performs in this town. The 57 episodes that we did of the Mark and Tony show, we showcased literally
everybody here in the Valley. You're right, Tony. You are 100% right there. And that doesn't mean it can't happen again. Yeah. It's just everybody, please be patient because Sonny's got this, along with Jan Atlas, who's handling her participation in this.
Doing a fantastic job.
They've got this kind of organized for us. So truly, it makes it easy for Tony and I to run down the list. And as Tony mentioned before, we get an opportunity to let you all hear where they're going to be performing after their song, each and every one of us. So Tony and I will be bouncing back and forth with this.
Yeah, in fact, if all goes well, we plan on doing this. Well, we're not sure right now, Sonny, but once a month, probably.
Okay.
And you know what? We got 10 entertainers here. The next month, we're going to have another 10 entertainers, and they'll all be different. And we're going to continue to go down the line, and we will find other entertainers as well. We might bring in some people from out of town, but we got plenty of talent right here in this town, and I hear more is coming. So,
and that's perfect. And I guess on a sidebar, the three of us, or you two for sure, I think it was mentioned that we want to set these up as like episodes. So eventually we go to TV with these like we did before. Is that right, Sonny?
Yeah.
That's the plan, right?
We're going to shoot the show about an hour or two, and we'll have 2 half-hour TV shows.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Did you mention Chip?
No, I was going to after this. I just wanted to let Tony go through. I didn't know if he wanted anything more on the last minute.
Yeah, no, that's good. Why don't we go ahead and talk about one of our guests there?
Yeah, we have a special guest that we're going to be bringing onto the show, and his name is Mr. Chip Miller. Chip and I have a little bit of history together. Matter of fact, he used to be my acting coach in the past, and Chip is a renowned producer. Oh, there we go. He's a renowned producer. He is a director, writer, and here's an image of Chip. And one of the projects that Chip was participating in was how Coppola became Cage. And we're referring to Nicolas Cage here. And Chip and he worked a friendship and created this. And Chip is behind him as far as writing some of the information that is in this book. So he's going to be a very interested person for us all to learn about, plus a little bit of the history about Chip. Because for him being in the advertising world to having his own music and band with one of his associates when they were in the Air Force together and came out, he's got a lot of interesting stories. So, Tony and I will pop a few questions and I guess let Chip take it away.
Well, that's when he was on the Mark and Tony show, God, he had so much to talk about.
Right.
And, we were always limited on time. So I'm glad that we have him coming back and talking about this that he's involved in as well. The funny thing
this is what we're referring to too. So we'd love to have him start out and talk about this too.
The funny thing about Chip is he came up to me one day and he goes, "You know what? I'm glad I got to know you. You're a very nice guy. But the first time I saw you, I was afraid of you." I go,
a lot of people are.
Must be an Italian thing or something. I'm a nice guy, okay?
But he's also the bouncer.
Yeah, right. So. Yeah. Well, anyway, so we got an exciting show coming up.
Yeah, we do.
Like I said, please, folks. We are overwhelmed with the amount of interest. We want you all to be there. In fact, Babaloo is going the extra mile to try to put some extra seating on the walkway, some high tops, open up the windows, put some high tops on the inside as well. We're trying to make every seat visible. And one of the things, now, I want everybody to understand this. This is an outside patio. There's some posts, okay? We're positioning ourselves the best we can. However, we've asked the singers. They're going to be singing with a wireless microphone. Right. And we want the singers to move around the room and entertain the crowd. We want them to work the crowd. And that's very important. We don't want to just
you guys will be in
we'll be working the crowd as well. Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you what, stay tuned because we may stop at your table and ask you a question because we have some very interesting people in this town. Okay?
Yeah, with a lot of great stories. So the phone's already ringing. So there's people looking for a reservation. As Tony said, and I echo what Tony's saying, it's a telethon. That's right. Where's Jerry Lewis? Like Tony said, I mean, there is never a perfect venue with posts and things that get in the way. But as Tony mentioned, and I echo what he's saying, what we try to position everything as best we can. Yeah, and Tony's right. So, we'll do what we can.
So what do you think, Sonny? You got something?
Yeah, I want to mention it's critical. People that want a good seat. It's a small venue. The inside of Babaloo maybe holds 150 people. The patio holds 60 or 70 people.
Right.
All right. So the doors will be open at 10. The band starts at 11 and the show starts at 12.
12 to 2.
Right. So if it was me and I knew the doors were open at 10, I'd get there before the
So
band
I have a
starts.
question, Sonny.
Yeah.
Do we need to get there early to grab a seat too, or what?
Yeah. Do you have 2 reserved? One for Tony and one for myself.
Well, you got to tip the maitre d'.
Oh, that would be you though, right?
And I have a message for the sheriff on Hopalong Stugatz. I got 2 seats in prime location
There you go.
selected for you. They're high tops. They're near the bar. You're gonna love it.
With
Okay.
a big star.
I told you I was gonna take care of you, Chuck DeVitas, the sheriff.
The other thing I want to mention real quick, what Sonny's saying, and Tony and I and everything, there is food, there is beverage. So
Yes.
yes, please come for lunch.
Bottomless mimosas.
Mimosas, Bloody Marys. Tony and I may dabble with a whiskey. Just kidding. Sonny gets mad at us, but okay, maybe a short one.
Hey.
But that being said, mum's the word, everybody. So, but yeah, so please come on over. Bring your appetite.
So Sonny, if I remember correctly, did I hear last night when we were there that they're gonna have bottomless mimosas for what?
Yeah, $16
$16,
a
huh?
drink for the
Wow, you can drink all you want,
until
man.
you pass out.
Yeah, that's how you pass out. That's
I
really
heard
nice.
that with the
It's
whiskey
really
too.
nice, Sonny. Now we're gonna have to be carrying people. Well, we're gonna have to call.
911. Stand by.
Well, anyway, is there anything else that you want to add, Marcus? What are you doing other than this, man?
You know what? Just working, just getting by. Of course, the Players Club. We've been on hiatus for a while, and we'll get that generated somewhere down the road. Laura Hagan and myself have that going, and I'm glad we have the Mark and Tony show back. I mean, I'm sure Tony and Sonny and I have heard a lot of people asking, "Hey, where you been? Are you coming back? We'd love to see the show." So, by popular demand,
Exactly.
we thank all of you very, very much for your hospitality for Tony and I and Sonny.
Popular demand is a key word. I mean, we've gone off and we're doing other things like Hopalong Stugatz and this podcast and some other things that we're doing.
Mhm.
But, we really felt not pressure, but we felt a lot of folks wanting to see our show back.
Yeah.
And,
It was a good show.
Yeah. So we're going to do it. We're probably going to end up doing it once a month. This is going to be a great trial. And I'll tell you what, your opinions matter. So don't be afraid to, kind of voice your opinion. Let us know. No feelings are hurt. If you see something we could do better. In fact, even this podcast, for example, there's a gentleman that mentioned to me, he goes, "Hey, listen, your podcast, sometimes we can't hear you that well. The lighting, this and that. We're doing this on a shoestring." And that's the fun part of it, is that we're not piling a bunch of money into this. We're actually routing a lot of our cash towards Hopalong Stugatz. That's where we need the funding. But this here is fun. We do it at different locations. Sometimes it's a noisy room. We can't keep everybody quiet. But like today, I think the sound is going to be great. We're actually sitting here in my home today and doing it from here. So.
Yeah, no, it's great. As a matter of fact, Tony's got a great studio here. It's called his kitchen. And no, it's perfect. The lighting, the sound, everything looks great.
Yeah.
Tony, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you for letting us use your home.
Absolutely.
But I want to thank you and Sonny for the opportunity for the three of us to reunite, put the show back on the show as far as television and what have you. So everybody, we're very happy about this.
What I want to bring up is,
Okay.
if you can't make it Sunday, hope you can. But even if you do, you could catch the show that we're taping Sunday on our YouTube page.
On the Hopalong.
Stugatz.
Okay.
And please go to the, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit the
So our Hopalong Stugatz page on YouTube has several different things on it. We have some of the Mark and Tony show, some of the best shows. We got obviously Hopalong Stugatz on there. We got the podcast on there. We got some other fun stuff on there as
California
well.
Limelight.
California Limelight's on there as well with Will Steph Wilson, good friend of ours. Actually, has become part of my family now, I think. Anyway, so yeah, it's all good, guys. And also, I'm going to add one more thing. Dominic.
Dominic.
No making fun of our show, okay? You nitpick and you find every little thing.
All right, maybe just one or two, Dominic. Just keep us honest. That's what we want.
Yeah, our son, my son Dominic is a big fan. Dominic is an old soul. He likes hanging out with us older guys. And we look forward to maybe having him back in Southern California sometime soon. But
he likes hanging around with these older guys because he makes us feel young.
he told me we got to set up a permanent studio to do the podcast. So when you ever do make it back down, you can help me set up a permanent studio. How about that? All right, man. All right, Sonny.
All right, so here we go.
We're gonna have
See you, everybody.
Yeah, we got Maximo Marcuso coming up here shortly.
I hope he finds his way here.
All right, good job, guys.
All right.
I'll do the